When I never felt that, come on, yeah. Never felt that, come on, yeah. When I never felt that, come on, yeah. You gotta get up.
That doesn't sound likely, does it? Kind of like that joke. All right, two things here. One, you need to know what a constituent is. And two, who is that guy that you're one of his constituents? Nebraska, 3rd District. What do those two things represent and why are they important? Both of those former. Boehner. It's pronounced Boehner.
I now pass this gavel and the sacred trust that goes with it to the new speaker. God bless you, Speaker Boehner.
What's a quorum? Minimum number of people needed at a Chinese restaurant to get egg roll? No.
Be ready to attack Rock Ridge at noon tomorrow. Here's your badge.
Badges? We don't need no stinking badges. Oh, no.
On Wednesday, May 20th, U.S. Senator Rand Paul began a 10-hour speech on the Senate floor, which many referred to as a filibuster. The long debate centered on the topic of NSA spying and was intended to delay the upcoming extension of the Patriot Act. But besides garnering media attention, filibusters seem like a waste of time. So what is a filibuster exactly? Well, that is what they are, a waste of time. Basically, a filibuster is any procedural action that delays a vote in the Senate. The most well-known examples of filibusters are when a senator or group of senators takes the Senate floor for a speech and does not yield it until 3/5 of the Senate agree to end that filibuster. What this essentially means is that instead of a bill passing by a simple majority of 51, any senator can pause a bill's passage until 60 senators agree to end the filibuster. This is called cloture. Filibusters are particularly useful for bills that are expected to pass by a narrow margin, or which are especially controversial. However, a senator does not actually have to take the floor, or even make themselves known in order to start a filibuster. Just the threat of a filibuster is enough to force a vote to see if they can gather a potential cloture, or the 60 senators to oppose it. If a senator does decide to take the floor, there are rules they must follow for the filibuster to be considered active. They have to stay standing the whole time, and they cannot leave the Senate floor. They cannot consume anything except for water or milk, and they can't leave to go to the bathroom. The only way to catch a break is to yield time to a supporting senator, who will in turn ask a long question, while the original senator then takes care of personal business. One example of a successful filibuster was in 1946, when a number of senators delayed the passage of an anti-discrimination bill, and the bill's supporters were unable to gather enough senators to call for a cloture. This meant that the only way to end the filibuster and get back to work was to drop the bill from consideration, so the bill was abandoned. Another example, and perhaps the most famous one, was when South Carolina's Strom Thurmond took the floor for more than 24 hours against the 1957 Civil Rights Act. Despite being the longest individual filibuster ever, the bill still ended up passing after he was done. Now technically, since Senator Paul ended his speech before midnight, it wasn't actually a filibuster, because it didn't delay any Senate business and wasn't during a debate about the Patriot Act itself. May 20th was a waiting period for a trade agreement, so no actual business was disrupted. However, in terms of garnering media attention and cementing a talking point for the 2016 elections, this filibuster certainly served its purpose.
Now, to finish your Venn diagram, you're going to need to go back and figure out what the two houses have in common and put that in the middle part.